Hey folks, Positive Paul, April 24th, 2019. It is on a Wednesday. How do we go from the world's greatest generation to a bunch of essentially sellouts around the globe? How are these people being convinced to sign up for these community watch programs, stalking programs, whatever you want to call it? We know Homeland Security is nothing but a glorified Gestapo. It's all under the guise now that the terrorists are out there, and in my situation, look, I've got so many setups. It's amazing that I've only basically fell into one of their traps, and they're living off a 5-year-old setup, and that's how they got the Mexicans on board with harassment. And what makes me crazy is watching these Mexican people just go along with this stalking program on me. And I see a lot of them. They're driving around with Calvary Chapel stickers, crosses in their mirrors. I've gone to the authorities, talked to them. They send out the women now. The men won't even talk to me. I've explained it to them. Look, if I'm such this bad guy, this criminal, what am I doing? Why am I not in jail? So look, none of them can understand about MK Ultra. Look, almost all the global population knows nothing about mind control. All right. And this is what I'm trying to get to today. How did our leaders after World War II buy into this bullshit? You're going to tell me that, let's come from this angle. Satan commissioned his fallen angels. They had this whole alien thing, cover story from the get-go. They roll up on these people, all right? And you got the Roswell incident. We could cite that, the flyover of the White House back in the early 50s. But we're led to believe that these aliens are out there, and they're the ones that have all this control over us, when we know that there's a book out there called the Bible that apparently documents world history pretty accurately. There's been some changes to it, but the agreement is that Satan got handed the keys. And look, he's all about pain, suffering, and misery. We know that. So looking at this stalking program, seeing how easily people go along with this, like the slandering of us targets. Now, some of you, I don't have a criminal record. And I know a lot of you don't even have a setup that they can use. You're just being slandered. This is the amazing part, all right? They got an actual setup that I was stupid enough to fall into their trap. But as I said, I don't have a criminal record. They needed to get the Mexicans on board with harassment. It's about stopping me from getting medical help, all right? Dipping into a dentist or a doctor. I've got implants. Every night they wake me up. And, I would love to just think that this was all going to go away and I'm going to somehow, pick back up where I left off, where I was working, being a very constructive individual. If there is such thing as paying your taxes and paying your dues and all that, I was doing that. I have almost over 30 years of work in the United States, and it's been now since basically 2005 that they had shut me down. The jobs I've had in between then and now have clearly, I've been my own worst enemy, and a lot of them were just setups, all right, to make me look bad. But I'm still, how did these so-called smartest, so-called greatest generation buy into this? Well, look, it's the technology, folks. Who knows what the hell? My sense is, when we talk about V2K, the voice to skull, they were doing that to these people back then. And that's what, if you get these voices in your head and they're telling you, hey, look, come follow me, we'll make you a star. Who's not going to go along with that? Because it's a supernatural aspect that's occurring, and you have no physical thing to relate to. So maybe that's how this all started. But the whole alien